allons créer un fonds de développement local.
We're setting up a local development fund, which will channel some of the money from the industry and allow people in mining areas to benefit from projects which can improve.
A single pour. Not just another transaction, but a declaration, a moment that echoed far beyond the refinery walls. 5.7 kilograms of pure gold, forged in intense heat, symbolized a nation's determination to claim its own wealth. For too long, Africa's resources left its shores with little benefit to its people. This bar was different. No vault in Zurich, no refinery in Dubai. This gold would stay home, its value added here, not abroad. A quiet revolution, executed with furnaces and molds, not weapons. The gold, born from Burkinabe soil, would now serve Burkinabe people, building schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. The journey of this single gold bar marks the beginning of a new era, a nation reclaiming its birthright, one gleaming kilogram at a time. This moment is a fundamental shift, a powerful counter-narrative to centuries of exploitation. Burkina Faso's decision to refine its own gold is an assertion of sovereignty, capturing the full value of its resources. The first nationally refined gold bar, stamped with state symbols, is a unifying symbol and a source of inspiration. Other African nations are watching, seeing a blueprint for breaking free from old economic structures. This is the turning point. Burkina Faso moves from being resource-rich to building real wealth from its resources. The first step is taken, showing how a single act of courage can forge a golden future for generations. The day was marked by quiet determination inside the new national refinery. Technicians and officials gathered, witnessing the culmination of years of planning and political will. Doré bars from Burkinabe mines melted in the furnace, transforming raw potential into a nation's economic dream. The pure molten gold flowing into a mold, a fiery river carving a new path for the future. As the gold cooled, the room buzzed with the energy of achievement. This was proof. Burkina Faso could control its most precious resource from ground to final product. The first homegrown gold bar marked a monumental step toward independence and ambition. Once cooled, the bar was removed heavy, solid, and warm, a physical manifestation of national aspiration. The stamping Burkina Faso's insignia pressed deep, marking the bar as a sovereign asset. This was more than quality, it was ownership, a rejection of the old system where Africa's wealth was shipped away anonymously. Presented to dignitaries, the bar became a beacon of hope and a sign of real progress. The news spread quickly, igniting national pride. This was their gold, refined by their people, on their land. The moment was about more than a gold bar, it was the rebirth of a nation's confidence. Africa's wealth would no longer be a footnote, but the headline in its own story. To grasp the importance of this gold bar, understand the global value chain. For centuries, Africa's resources were extracted and exported, with real profits made elsewhere. By building its own refinery, Burkina Faso leaps from raw supplier to sophisticated producer. More wealth stays home, strengthening the economy and giving the nation greater control. Refining at home is a powerful economic strategy, not just national pride. Every bar from this refinery is a reclaimed piece of the value chain, a stream of profit redirected back home. This is how a nation builds real, sustainable wealth, by refining its potential into power. The economic model that has dominated Africa was not designed for its benefit. It was a colonial construct, engineered to extract raw materials to fuel the West. Even after independence, these structures often remained, perpetuating dependency. Nations were encouraged to export raw commodities, while profitable industrial processes remained in foreign hands. Burkina Faso's refinery challenges this model, decolonizing its economy. By controlling refining, the country breaks dependency. It asserts the right and capability to manage its resources from start to finish. This signals a new era where African nations benefit from their activities. It disrupts the status quo, benefiting multinational corporations. A state-owned refinery threatens this imbalance. It sets a precedent for resource-rich nations. This is about sovereignty. Political independence requires economic independence. Burkina Faso takes a leap toward that goal, dismantling a system designed to keep it poor. It's a struggle for Africa's economic liberation. The journey of gold from mines to the treasury creates a powerful economic ripple. It creates direct, high-skilled jobs like metallurgists, engineers, and technicians. These jobs offer knowledge transfer, building expertise in a lucrative industry. Beyond the refinery, the economic benefits multiply, supporting jobs in the wider community. The supply chain creates opportunities for local businesses. This revenue strengthens the national treasury, funding infrastructure like schools and hospitals. Gold refined at home becomes the foundation for a more prosperous society. Processing gold enhances foreign exchange reserves, buffering against economic shocks. This economic sovereignty allows the nation to chart its own course. The establishment of a national refinery does more than just process gold. It acts as a powerful anchor for an entire domestic industrial ecosystem. It sends a clear signal to both local and international investors that Burkina Faso is serious about developing its industrial base. This single project can catalyze further investment in related sectors. For instance, it creates a demand for local manufacturing of chemicals and reagents, or for specialized security and transport services that meet international standards. This creates a virtuous cycle where one strategic investment spurs growth across multiple adjacent industries, building a more resilient and diversified national economy. This development also formalizes and dignifies the work of artisanal miners. For too long, small-scale mining has operated in the shadows, often exploited by informal middlemen who pay a fraction of the gold's true worth. The national refinery provides a legitimate, transparent, and reliable buyer. By offering fair prices for their doré bars, the state can bring these miners into the formal economy, providing them with stable incomes, safer working conditions, and access to social protections. This integration is crucial, transforming a precarious livelihood into a secure profession and ensuring that the wealth generated benefits those who do the hardest work. Moreover, the presence of a sophisticated national asset cultivates a culture of excellence and precision. It requires adherence to the highest international standards of production, security, and environmental management. This expertise inevitably spills over into other areas of the economy. The skills learned in managing a complex industrial facility, from quality control and logistics to financial auditing and compliance, become part of the nation's institutional knowledge. This raising of the bar helps foster a business environment where quality and accountability are paramount, making the country more attractive for other high-value industries. Ultimately, this process is about building wealth that stays and circulates within the nation. When a miner is paid a fair price, he spends that money at the local market, supporting the baker, the tailor, and the farmer. When a local logistics company gets a contract, it hires more drivers and mechanics who support their families and communities. The refinery is not just a building, it is the heart of a new circulatory system, pumping economic lifeblood throughout the nation. It ensures that value extracted from the earth does not vanish overseas, but is instead reinvested, multiplied, and shared, building a stronger, more prosperous Burkina Faso from within. Why precisely 5.7 kilograms? The figure is a carefully chosen weight, a deliberate and strategic declaration. In the world of precious metals, weight is language. This amount, roughly 183 troy ounces, is substantial enough to be taken seriously on the international stage. It represents a tangible, significant achievement without being ostentatious. This was not a random test. It was a calibrated statement designed to be both noticed and respected by the global financial community. The weight serves as a powerful symbol of a new beginning, a foundational unit of national wealth. In a world of abstract financial instruments, this 5.7 kilogram bar is an anchor of tangible value. For the people of Burkina Faso, this specific weight becomes a point of reference. It is the starting point of their journey toward economic self-sufficiency. This level of precision is a subtle but powerful message. The nation's accounting of its own wealth will be exact and transparent. This bar is much more than a block of precious metal. It is a communication tool. It is the first sentence in a new chapter of the nation's history. The 5.7 kilogram weight is strategically significant. It is a perfect size for creating a sovereign asset that can be easily stored and traded, representing significant monetary value without logistical challenges. Burkina Faso is methodically building its reserves, one verifiable bar at a time. establishing a sustainable process. This size is relatable to the average citizen. One can imagine its heft, making the achievement feel more personal. It can be held, photographed, and presented as undeniable proof of progress. It transforms resource sovereignty into a tangible object. This could become a new benchmark for intra-African trade, bypassing traditional financial centers. This bar could be the prototype for a new class of African good delivery bars. It lays the groundwork where mineral wealth finances development, strengthening the region. Burkina Faso asserts authority over its resources, setting the standard. This bar represents the nation taking back the scales of economic justice. Burkina Faso will be the one to weigh its own gold, to value its labor, and determine its destiny. The news of Burkina Faso's first nationally refined gold bar sent tremors through the global mining industry. For decades, the business model has relied on a predictable flow of resources from Africa. This move by Burkina Faso introduces a disruptive new variable. It signals a shift in the balance of power. Financial analysts and commodity traders took immediate notice. Its symbolic impact was significant. Market commentary highlighted the growing trend of resource nationalism across the African continent. The stock prices of some mining companies saw minor dips. A nation building its own industrial capacity could become a more reliable partner. The move could pave the way for mutually beneficial economic development. The world was now watching to see what would happen next. Burkina Faso's gold refinery subtly reshaped the international narrative surrounding the nation. For years, headlines about the country were dominated by stories of instability, poverty, and conflict. The story of the gold refinery, however, presented a different image entirely. It was a story of agency, of proactive leadership, and of a nation taking decisive steps to forge its own path forward. This single act of economic self-determination challenged the persistent stereotypes of a helpless Africa. The images of the gleaming gold bar became a viral symbol of black excellence, sovereignty, and empowerment. For many, it was a story about the continent's potential being unleashed. It can influence diplomatic relationships, attract a different kind of investor, and build solidarity among nations. This move forced the world to update its understanding of the nation, to see it not for its problems, but for its potential. While the first pour of gold represents a monumental victory, the road ahead for Burkina Faso is fraught with challenges. The most immediate obstacle is the infrastructure deficit. Scaling up production requires a support network that is not yet fully in place, including a reliable power supply. Gold ore is mined across the country, often in remote areas. Poor road networks make transportation slow and risky. The government must invest in upgrading transport links and creating secure corridors. Furthermore, the refining process requires significant amounts of water, a resource that is increasingly precious in the arid Sahel region. Finally, the pool of skilled labor must be continuously developed through investment in technical colleges and vocational training programs. A major challenge lies within the shadow economy: gold smuggling. For decades, gold mined in Burkina Faso has been illegally spirited across borders by transnational criminal networks. Smugglers offer quick cash, bypassing regulations. The national refinery threatens this multi-billion-dollar enterprise, leading to resistance and efforts to undermine the state. This shadow economy starves the state and tempts miners. Success requires better prices for miners, enhanced security, and anti-corruption efforts. The state must build trust and efficiency to compete with smugglers. Winning over artisanal miners is crucial. Overcoming smuggling is a great test for Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso's move could ignite economic transformation across the region. The alliance of Sahel states, Mali and Niger, are watching, blessed with gold deposits. The Ouagadougou refinery offers a blueprint to reclaim resource sovereignty. Imagine replicating this model. Mali and Niger could establish refineries, creating a powerful bloc in West Africa. Instead of competing, they could collaborate, sharing expertise and co-investing. This extends beyond gold. Local refining applies to other resources. Guinea could refine bauxite into alumina or aluminum, capturing more value. The obstacle isn't resources, but political will to invest in domestic capacity. This shift is monumental, creating a self-reliant African economy. Burkina Faso provides the proof of concept. Who will be next to follow this path? Burkina Faso's success could create a powerful chain of sovereignty, reconfiguring the continent's economic geography. If Mali, Niger, and Guinea adopt similar strategies, it would establish collective bargaining power. This alliance could set trade terms, create regional commodity markets, and develop financial instruments backed by gold reserves. This fosters a stable economic environment for long-term investment. This vision embodies the Pan-African dream, economic unity as the foundation for true sovereignty. By controlling resources, they create equitable South-South cooperation, trading directly and building a self-sustaining ecosystem. The goal: an Africa that is a powerful, respected player. Established powers will resist this alliance using financial and media influence. However, Burkina Faso's success provides a compelling counter-narrative, proving the rewards are immeasurable. It is the seed of an idea. African wealth belongs to its people, reclaimed through value addition, fostering a Pan-African alliance for lasting power. The path forward is clear, paved with gold that is proudly staying home. To truly measure the impact of this golden bar, we must listen to the voices on the street, in the mines, and in the markets. For an artisanal miner, the refinery is a promise of dignity, fairness. To sell to our own nation, it feels like we are finally building our own house. In Ouagadougou, the feeling is one of renewed hope and national pride. A local baker says seeing the gold on television filled her heart. It is more than just a bar of metal. It is the promise of a better tomorrow for our families. A government official describes a new energy, planning with our own resources. This gold gives our work meaning, a solid foundation to build upon. It is found in the warm pulse of a nation's heart. It is a shared belief in a future that is truly in their own hands. This is the sound of a nation waking up to its own potential, singing a song of sovereignty and self-reliance. In the global media landscape, silence can be as loud as 1,000 headlines. When a story of profound significance to Africa emerges, the reaction from major Western news outlets is often muted, if not entirely absent. The story of Burkina Faso's first nationally refined gold bar is a textbook case. This silence is strategic. A story of African self-sufficiency disrupts the persistent Western portrayal of the continent. For decades, the dominant image has been one of poverty, conflict, and dependency. Contrast this silence with the extensive coverage given to any story that reinforces the old stereotypes. The silence around Burkina Faso's golden achievement is a powerful tool to maintain the status quo. Therefore, we must learn to read between the lines, or in this case, to interpret the blank spaces. On the contrary, it is a testament to its revolutionary potential. For those who are paying attention, this silence is the clearest signal that something profound is changing. We began with liquid fire solidifying into a new reality. That 5.7 kilogram bar of gold is more than just a precious metal. It is the embodiment of a nation's courage. It represents a break from a painful past, where African soil served everyone but the African people. Refining its own gold, Burkina Faso has challenged a global economic system designed to perpetuate dependency. This is a declaration that a new era of economic self-determination has dawned. The path will demand resolve and unity. The psychological barrier has been broken. The nation has proven it can control its own destiny. The implications resonate far beyond Burkina Faso. It is a blueprint for every nation rich in resources but poor in returns. It is how to reclaim sovereignty and build a future based on domestic strength. Africa is rising to become a creator of its own wealth. This bar carries the weight of a dream of a prosperous, independent, and sovereign Africa. It is a tangible reality being forged today. The journey of this gold, from deep within the earth to a national vault, is a story of transformation. It is the story of a nation transforming its raw potential into tangible power and defiant self-reliance. Every gram of this refined metal is a testament to vision and a fundamental shift in identity. This single act serves as a beacon, demonstrating that the chains of the old colonial economic model can indeed be broken. The future of Africa is decided here on African soil by Africans and African minds. The wealth that has been flowing outwards for centuries is finally being redirected inwards. It is a finished product, a symbol of capability, a testament to a new way of thinking in Africa. This bar is a declaration to the world that the continent is now a center of value, innovation, and power. It's minted in Africa, telling a story of sovereignty, of a continent rising. This is not just about gold, it is about the wealth of a people and a future that is finally within reach. This is Insight Africa, where gold stays home and wealth stays ours.